Hi everyone, this is Nurul 206 Witten Road, Birmingham. Anyway, today's video is all about VPN. I have a lot of customers coming to my phone shop and asking me, Nurul, what is VPN? VPN? I'm like, okay, this is what it is. So VPN basically stands for Virtual Private Network. So in a nutshell, in your house, when you are when you're connected to your broadband provider, Sky or Virgin, they provide you with a broadband hub. You connect that, and you have sometimes internet cables that connect into your PC, and then you have the hub connected to your phone and your laptop. That's called a private network. That basically stays within your house, does not leave. So you're just communicating within yourself within a circle. Now, when you move on to virtual private networks, it just basically means that you don't want to use your broadband, Sky or Virgin, to communicate with to the server. Usually the hub communicates with the server, which is your broadband provider, and then they basically find the information like the question you've asked on the internet or the page or the web page that you've requested. Then they do all of that, then they request that page and then they send it back to your laptop, PC and phone. Now, what the problem with that is, for example, if you want to keep yourself private, or you don't want people to know what websites you've been on, or you don't want the government to know where you've been, what are you researching, or doing whatever you want to do, and you want to keep yourself private, basically you're creating yourself a private tunnel. A private tunnel meaning that your hub is connecting to your VPN. VPN, for example, VPN Express, they're very, very, very good. A lot of people use VPN Express because they've been around a lot. They have a lot of bandwidth, meaning that they can take a lot of customers on together and they give you privacy. That's all it is. So, privacy means that if you're in England and you want to use the internet server, now what you can do, you don't need to use the Europe one or the England one. If you're in Europe, you can use, for example, Mexico's one, Americans one. You can use their private network. So when you're using another country's basically server, now all of a sudden, if somebody wants to track down through your IP address, your internet, which websites you've been to, what you're doing, they can't, because you're bouncing off different virtual and private networks, and it's all obviously the disadvantage of all this is it's going to be a bit slower, because it's having to go all around the world. But it's just basically a tunnel, a secret tunnel, that now your broadband provider doesn't have all your information, which websites you're browsing, what you're doing, and basically it all comes down to this thing called geofencing, geolocation. So you're basically private end of the day. You know what's going on in terms of your privacy, and or it could be, for example, maybe you've moved countries and you've gone on holiday and the servers that you used to use is America, now you're in England, or you're in a different country and you need to have access back to America's servers or whatever. So you use these VPNs to basically bypass and get into where you're going to, because usually when you try to do it through your broadband providers, Sky or Virgin, they'll basically block you from going into other countries' servers or that website or whatever. But end of the day, you know, the main thing about it is the IP address, because end of the day, if I'm sitting here, I have my own IP address which I've got. Now, what a lot of people don't know is whoever are my neighbors, we all have the. Yes, I was just saying that basically everybody on my street, we're all going to be having a very, very similar IP address. And the similar IP address from that similar location, everybody will know. If if anybody want to track, yeah, he's from here, this location, and he's using all because of his IP address. So maybe 100, 200, 300 of us all share the IP address with um, the the location, and it knows where exactly sitting from, all because of Sky or Virgin, or maybe you're using EE broadband, or maybe you use, like the phone companies internet service, like your data, your mobile phone data. Again, it's all the same. So just remember that that's all you're trying to do is basically in it's literally you're encrypting it, in other words. So WhatsApp started doing all of that a few years ago, where it's called end-to-end encryption. And what that basically means is another advantage that you should use maybe private ones is because people like hackers can't see what you're doing. For example, if I went to, I don't know, a coffee shop and there's free Wi-Fi. Now, if that Wi-Fi is free for everybody and I'm sitting there, and say if it's a Costa or Starbucks or whatever it is, hundreds of people are using those free Wi-Fis. Now, if a hacker wanted to sit there the whole day, the whole week, and he just sat there, ordered himself a coffee, what does that mean? Because it's free Wi-Fi, there's no passwords. He's got access to all the information he needs. Now, what you shouldn't be doing when you're at Costa's and at this free Wi-Fi location is doing any shopping, like putting any passwords in, because these hackers, they don't have any barriers now. All of a sudden, there's hardly any encryptions, and they can just basically steal all that information and use your information and buy stuff, and buy stuff with your credit cards, hacking with your passwords, all because you're using free Wi-Fi. So use the free Wi-Fi, use YouTube, TikToks, but if it's free, it means it's open to everybody. Don't use to do a very use sensitive information, give it out, because there are hackers out there. That's all they do. They're just time wasting, sitting there in the cafe, ordering coffee for no reason, pretending to work, but really they're just trying to collect people's identifications, IP address, passwords, credit card details, information about you, so they can sell on, they can use, and that's basically what they're trying to do. So in a nutshell, WhatsApp did a very, very good thing by calling end-to-end encryption. So, what is it that you're trying to do? VPN, virtual private network, has become very, very, very popular. A lot of people might be working. Another reason why a lot of people do it is because they might be in Dubai, working in the sun, loving life. But when somebody researches them to see where their exact location is, maybe they don't want to let everybody know where they're working from. They work in Dubai. Maybe they got a postcode address in the UK. Now people don't even know they're working from UK, but because it's encrypted, and because it's basically using a VPN, nobody can find out their location as well. And because you can't find out their location, you don't know if they're working from Dubai or UK, but you just have to believe that on their website it just says they're working from UK, the office is in UK, but really and truly they could be working from anywhere in the world. The office could be anywhere. So that's another reason why people use VPN, because of privacies. They don't want people to give their location out. They want to have encryption. They don't want the government to know which websites they're surfing. They maybe want to go onto websites that are, maybe they're not allowed to go onto websites, and if they get caught, because you got to understand, there are certain countries out there you can't go. You use VPN, so make sure you know which countries allow you to have VPN, because it's illegal, so it's a criminal offense. So some countries out there it's banned. So VPN Express, I remember, like when you open the app, it has all the countries, all the continents and that, and you just basically click on that, and then you basically go through those servers to bypass and go on to whichever service that you're really trying to get through. So remember, countries have banned it. For example, Netflix. If you're using a VPN to access Netflix doesn't like it, and they'll ban it straight away because they're just totally against VPNs. Because end of the day, they can't tell if it's legitimate. They can't tell what the situation is. There's no data to analyze who you are, where you are. Are you even a paying customer? Are you in that country? Are you using a different country? Which server are you using? So Netflix is a no. You use a VPN and they recognize it, banned. They'll just cut it off. So I hope that helps. Please follow me, and yeah, I'll try my best to make more videos. Sky Blue Connection, 206 Witten Road, Birmingham.